Difficulty in video games is a complicated thing. Different games have various difficulty curves, and the sense of challenge keeps players engaged. There can be unfair difficulty, that simply spits in the player's face, or obstacles that get progressively harder. Similarly, there can be easy games that focus more on building a happy atmosphere and a fun experience for the player. However, is there a point where an easy difficulty goes too far and becomes ridiculously boring? The recent release of Kirby Star Allies has been called too easy by many, and I agree. My name is Temporary Candle, and today I want to share my opinions on Kirby Star Allies, and why its lack of challenge ruins its gameplay. Kirby games have a history of being easy, often being called the ideal introduction into the platforming genre. Kirby can fly infinitely, making it so a player can breeze through platforming challenges. However, experienced players have found joy in Kirby games like Return to Dreamland and Superstar and their many collectibles. Even with the lack of a platforming challenge, players who want to 100% Kirby games in the past would have to think critically and be observant. But this is not the case for Star Allies. The main collectible of Star Allies is art for the player to view. To unlock this art, they'll have to get puzzle pieces scattered throughout the level. Every level has one large puzzle piece, and many smaller ones. However, the problem comes from the fact that the small puzzle pieces don't actually correlate with a specific part of the puzzle. Instead, these smaller puzzle pieces will fill an unfilled random spot, allowing the player to farm them infinitely. Luckily, the larger pieces do match with specific points on the art, but there is still only one per level. How do you find them? Using the main villain of Star Allies, the Allies themselves. Allies will do things automatically for Kirby, from killing enemies to solving puzzles. This makes it so not only is the challenge less, but the player doesn't need to think or pay attention. If there's a puzzle piece, the Allies will find it for Kirby, and if they need him for it, they'll signal that there is one nearby. This takes out all of the fun of finding collectibles, but the Allies do much more than just hurt the game's secrets. They turn the entire game into a joke, eliminating bosses and running ahead to kill enemies. The AI is ridiculously good at the game, and nullifies any challenge that might have been found previously in enemies. And even if players are fine with this, they'll still find them being unable to befriend new allies because by the time they can, their other allies have already killed the enemy. In Star Allies, the main appeal to many people was the ability to combine various copy abilities. However, it quickly became clear that this wasn't a well-implemented mechanic. There was so much potential to use these abilities in creative ways, but by the end of the first world, it seemed the game had already showed me everything I could do with it. Instead of using these abilities to solve puzzles, find secrets, or aid Kirby's movement, these combination abilities simply made the game even more easy than it already was. The clear potential these abilities had was wasted, and I can only compare it to Breath of the Wild Sheikah runes. Link uses Magnesis, Stasis, Cryonis, and the bombs to interact with everything in the land of Hyrule, and Kirby seems to be the unfortunate opposite. The tricky factor of AI companions in any game is their skill. Making an AI too masterful of the game's mechanics can take away control from the player. On the other hand, making an AI too clueless can turn them into an additional hindrance that turns a previously fun game into a babysitting simulator. An AI with a medium level of skill can feel pointless, and make the player question the companion's relevance. This is why it's imperative that a game with AI companions is built around them. Adding companions last minute can unbalance a previously well-designed game, and that's why it's so incredibly important that every world, level, and mechanic is built around the AI. Otherwise, it becomes too easy to have them fall into the same trap as many before them. Star Allies does have one thing above many other games, and this is what makes it still playable. All companions aren't optional. The ability to switch out the allies players have at any given time also means that they can choose to play without them. There are some sections, like friend ability challenges, where having allies is required. But for the most part, Kirby can traverse Dreamland and beyond alone. This is a great way to play Star Allies, and although the game doesn't directly encourage it, this can provide an experience that engages players throughout the short but sweet game. Kirby Star Allies overall is fun, with some of the best music the Kirby series has ever seen and some beautiful graphics. However, The way it encourages the player to experience it can reduce their overall enjoyment of this game. The allies and their prowess truly harm the Star Allies experience, and it's a shame that most people will experience the game that way. And when a game costs more money than it has levels, the effort that went into crafting it becomes questionable. My name is Temporary Candle, and I'm just gonna go play Return to Dreamland. See ya! Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you like this one, check out these other videos on Okami and Luigi's Mansion. Click the links on screen if you'd like to watch them. And if you agreed, disagreed, or thought I missed something in this video, let me know down in the comments. See ya!